Today we're going to see about vagina. Vagina, this is an organ of the female reproductive tract. It is distensible muscular tube which extends posterior superiorly from the external vagina orifice to the cervix. It has several roles within the female reproductive system. One is sexual intercourse, receives the penis and ejaculate and assisting in its transport to the uterus. Childbirth expands to provide the channel for the delivery of a newborn from the uterus. Menstruation. This serves as a canal for the menstrual fluid and tissue to leave the body. In this article, we will look at the anatomy of the vagina, its structure, innervation, vascular and the lymphatic supply. Anatomical portion. The vagina is closely related to many of the organs in the pelvic region. Anterior, one is bladder and urethra. Posterior, recto-uterine pouch, rectum and anal canal. Lateral, ureter and levator ana muscle. Anatomical structures like the vagina is a fibromuscular tube with the anterior and posterior walls. These are normally collapsed and thus in contact with one another. The shape of the vagina is not a round channel. In the transverse plane, it is more like an H lying on the side. At the upper ending, the vagina surrounds the cervix, creating the two domes, cornices or valves, the anterior, deeper posterior one. The posterior fornix is important as it acts like a natural reservoir for the semen after intravaginal ejaculation. The semen retained in the fornix liquefies in the next 20 to 30 minutes, allowing for the easier permeation through the cervical canal. Histology of the vagina. The vagina is composed of 4 histological layers internal to the external one. Stratified squamous epithelium. This layer provides a protection and is lubricated by the cervical mucus. The vagina itself does not contain any glands. Elastic lamina propria, a dense connective tissue layer which projects the papillae into the overlying epithelium. The larger veins are located here. Fibromuscular layer comprising 2 layers of smooth muscle, an inner circular and outer longitudinal layer. Adventitia, a fibrous layer which provides the additional strength to the vagina whilst also binding it to the surrounding structure. Vascular supply and the lymphatics. The arterial supply to the vagina is via the uterine and the vaginal arteries, both branches of the internal iliac artery. The venous return is by the vaginal venous plexus which drains into the internal iliac veins via the uterine vein. The lymphatic drainage is divided into 3 sections. Superior drains to the external iliac node. Middle drains to the internal iliac node and the inferior one this drains into the superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Innervation. The innervation is predominantly from the autonomic nervous system, parasympathetic and the sympathetic nerves arising from the ureter vaginal nerve plexus in turn to the subsidiary of the inferior hypogastric plexus. Only a inferior 1/5 of the vagina receives the somatic innervation. This is via a branch of the pudendal nerve, the deep perineal nerve. Clinical relevance for the vaginal fistula. The vaginal fistula is an open communication between the vagina and one of the adjacent pelvic organ. It is typically occur as a result of prolonged labor, where a cesarean section is not available. As the fetus slowly progresses down the vaginal wall, it exerts a pressure, obstructing the blood supply and causing the tissue necrosis. There are 3 main types of the vaginal fistula. Vesicovaginal, the abnormal communication with the bladder, urine enters the vagina. Urethrovaginal, abnormal communication with the urethra, urine only enters the vagina during the urination. Rectovaginal, the abnormal communication with the rectum, fecal matter and can enter the vagina. Thank you.